So I've just been working away, sharpening the leather handled knife, and someone had commented that they were wondering how the Sgian dubh was coming along, so I thought I'll grab that at the same time. Now I made a couple of sheaths for it. So here's the knife itself. So it's quite comfortable in the hand. Got a nice brass hilt. You can just see a couple of pins there that go through into the handle, and there's one brass pin because the blade itself goes pretty much the full length of the handle, which is one solid piece of sort of a jet, mostly black material. So I just basically hollowed that out, put the blade in, pinned it with a brass pin just to stop it from moving, put a bit of G10 on the top, put a bit of brass on the back, pinned it, smoothed it, finished it. A bit of paper around here. Yeah, I put an edge on it. I hope you can see that. Just a little sort of, don't know what this stuff is. It's almost plastic, but yeah, just cutting through there. Needs just a bit of dropping to finish it, but I'm pretty happy with how it's working. So I made two sheaths for it. Now one sheath was too big, essentially. It works. Blade is carried very nicely, very comfortable, lots of layers of leather. Doesn't work so well in the sock. When you put in the sock, it kind of pushes away. I made a belt loop on it because, well, the knife's good enough to be used for any purpose. Could be Sgian dubh, traditional dress. Could also be handy little sheath knife, boot knife. But while the sheath is very strong, it's not particularly useful. So, well, not for carrying down your socks. I made another little one. This one's out of Kydex, and I tried wrapping leather around it. I need to finish it just with sandpaper and stuff. But it's yeah, can you hear that? It's got a nice little click, locks in place nicely. That does fit nicely into your sock, and if anything shows, it's the leather. It's got a couple of bolts to hold it into place. You can adjust the tension somewhat on it. Again, just needs a little bit of finishing, but yeah, the knife itself is done. I could take it to a little bit more of a polish on it, but this is intended to be used, not sort of, you know, stuck anywhere. I might even patina the blade if the original person who was sort of not exactly commissioning it but querying about it doesn't want it. I might force a patina, and yeah, I don't know, it's really comfortable, nice little handy thing, coming along nicely. Click, I like that click. So that's that one. This is the leather handled one. I'm just slowly grinding the edge in. I'm just using diamonds to establish an edge, and once I've established it, I'll switch to water stones to finish it. But at the moment there's an 18-degree angle on there, and I've been working away on these tantos. This one is getting there. I took the handle down a little bit more, put a copper pin in. I think it looks really nice with the copper. Brass guard, and this still needs a lot of sanding. I was just kind of threw it on the polisher just to see what it would buff up like, and I was vaguely thinking I might chuck a little bit of G10 on the caps, on the ends. Basically, when you're making these things, you split the wood down the middle, you carve out the shape of the blade, and then you slap them back together and glue them up, and you can see that joint. I just think that's a little bit ugly. It's not quite even either, but again, when you're putting the blade in, you kind of don't want the blade so it's resting against the joint, so you cant it slightly, which is why that's slightly off. But again, this is my first go at making these, so who knows. But it's coming along nicely. I'll probably finish that this week. It's sharpened up nicely now. I put a 20-degree edge and took it to 8,000 grit on that, so it's sharp. So just wrapped it up, been working at it. But yeah, hand sanding is the key for next to it. And this, I've done a little bit more work on this. I put not exactly a distal taper, but reduced a little bit of the weight on the spine, which is what the swords do. They take some of the edge here, and then I just put the edge in a little bit more, put a bit of a polish on this just to see what it would look like. It looks pretty good in my opinion. And kind of just made it a little bit more of what I want. I still need hand polishing. Hand polishing is what takes the most amount of time. But, you know, you get there. And then I'm going to do the handle quite differently. I've decided I'm not going to be traditional. I suspect the sheath won't be traditional either. Could be I could change my mind at the last moment, but I'm thinking of doing as a Western style sort of full tang handle, but using a variety of different materials just to give it a bit of bling. This is not traditional in any sense of the word at all. It's American style tan tail, and I'm kind of throwing all sorts of features in just to have a bit of fun with it. So that's what's coming up. And then since then I've also bought some new steel. I might have alluded to it, some Nitro V. I've got a new design I want to work on, and so this is going to be my first foray into stainless steels. You know, don't know whether it's going to work out. I can't heat treat it myself. I'll get it heat treated and cryogenically dipped and then tempered, double tempered at a professional heat treating company. It's just, you need too high temperature in my system at the moment. Can't accommodate that. But, you know, it's all a journey. You know, it's not the destination, but it's what you discover on the way. And for me, it's just discovering different things, trying different things, having fun. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, got a new design up my sleeve. Some new steel to try out, and first I need to finish these things which I've got on my bench. So one Tanto, another Tito. This hasn't been heat treated, so it's a long way off from the edge on this. I've got the sheath half built for this one. So yeah, coming along, and all the best to you and your family. Cheers.